Okay, something that's bothering me for a while is the how to beat YouTube videos that basically just point blank explain the story of the said movie or video game with minimal input as to how to actually survive that said incident. Now, don't get me wrong, I like these videos as entertainment, they are fun to watch and to pass the time, but I haven't seen anyone point out the fact that these kind of videos don't really make sense. I personally want to talk about two of such videos from the main channel that started this genre. The first one is regarding a video game called Outlast, and the second one is that of the movie called Smile 2. Now, the reason why I have chosen these set topics is because of the complex reason as to why you won't survive or beat any of the events of these two incidents. Let's just call them incidents for convenience sake because I don't know how to switch between video game and movie. Right, so starting off with Outlast, first off, it's a game. I mean, you literally played it to beat it. So I don't even know why there's a video about beating it when you literally have infinite lives to find different ways to beat the game. Second, I've seen many comments saying how if they were in that position, they would have turned back the moment they saw the military bands and the blood and such. This thing is even said by the main guy himself while explaining the video, but again, this does not make sense because the main character in game is a journalist called Miles Upshur, and he has a life of his own with his own motivations and goals. And if you are assuming yourself to be in his position, then you also have to assume that you would have those same goals and motivations as well. So chances are if you are in Miles' place, you would do exactly what he does. He may have some financial difficulties or some medical bills to pay, and the only way to do that is to find a scoop of the century. What I'm trying to say here is that Miles entered this place because he was desperate, and you would most definitely will be doing the same thing. So turning back after the first sign of any kind of red flag just would not work, as you would be willing to look past it to get the bigger reward, which in your case would be the scoop descent. So is this story worth more than my life? Well, if you are in Miles' shoes, then the answer would be yes. And if you are not in Miles' shoes, then you wouldn't even be in this mess in the first place. And things like blood and military involvement actually makes one hell of a story. Enough for you to be a top journalist in the world for covering this despite the dangers lurking beneath. So why wouldn't you pursue it? I mean, as long as he keeps his head low and records from the corners, everything should be good. It's not like abominations like the Wall Rider and Chris Walker are like normal occurrences that occur in this world on a routine basis. So Miles was not expecting something like them, and you wouldn't either. The next thing I want to point out are these ideas that this guy comes up with.
Before Miles goes and gets himself into more trouble here, I want to quickly point out a few important options that he might be missing for opening this door. Facilities like this almost always have several ways to override the electronic lock.
They don't make sense in these situations because you literally have no access to the knowledge or to the internet to do research on, especially during these moments. So trying to find an electronic key would work if you knew what you were looking for. Not to mention, these are probably high maintenance keys that only guards have, and going out of your way to find these keys would mean exposing yourself to more outside threats, which, I mean, you are already doing so why not just follow your gut and do what you think is right? Oh, wait, that's exactly what you'd be doing in this high stress environment. Nobody thinks logically when your life is literally on the line, especially when you've been chucked off the second floor window by a giant muscle man.
So perhaps Miles can lean into this if he thinks creatively and use his knowledge to attempt to influence the father's actions.
Yeah, you can't reason with the mentally insane, especially the ones who are bloodthirsty. You're not Moriarty, that's a master manipulator who can just use his silver tongue to influence people. You are talking to bloodthirsty psychopaths who only believe in themselves and are very unpredictable. You don't know what could happen if you try to speak to them, especially Father Martin, who is a religious patient. And last I checked, you don't have to be mentally insane to sacrifice someone for religious needs. I mean, the guy could assume it's the devil or wall rider talking true miles and cut his tongue off. Now, for the sake of keeping the runtime short, I'm not gonna cover every bit of survival advice that this guy gives, so I'm gonna move on to the next video, which is how to beat the Smile 2 monster, which again does not make any sense. Now in this video, he explains about checking your reality, like checking for cameras and such to see if a certain someone is present with you in conversation or not, or are you just hallucinating? Which I don't know how would be beneficial considering the creature has been known to alter electronic devices too, as shown by the teleprompter. And throughout the whole video, he only explains the plot of the movie and nothing else that is remotely related to the title of the video. I mean, like nothing. The only thing to do to survive would have been to not be a pop star addicted to drugs or be friends with this guy. Again, it comes down to how desperate the character in question is. So chances are if you guys were in her place, you would do the same things she does because you would have her morals, trauma, pressure from family, as well as the back pain. So, yeah, she was screwed from the moment she was born, and there is no way to beat any of these allegations.